everyone, it's Rebecca here, and I thought I would do an interview for you with Phil from WHS Systems, just a little bit about what we're doing and what we're bringing forward to you guys. And you know, I was the first person to not want to bother to put any of this stuff into my studio, and I've had my business for 16 years now, so it's a long time that I've had that. I mean, we do have risk assessment forms, but they're pieces of paper that essentially get lost. And we do have incident reports, but again, they're pieces of paper that probably get lost. So Phil, what I wanted to ask you is, how do you think this is important for the dance industry?
Oh, it's extremely important. I'll give you an example of that. Coming up and this has all come from, I used to own a large fitness and aquatic centre, and training my staff in actually how to fill an incident form, because there was 2,500 people coming onto that facility a day, all different ages, just like you have. So and the importance actually really hit me, and thankfully I had systems in place, just like that's why I created this online system, is that one of my employees was hosing off an ice cream on the ground. And basically you put all the signage up there, all the safety signage to make sure that that area was covered, just like he was trained to do so. But a lady pushing a pram decided to ignore the signage and literally went over there, and she tripped on the hose. So Dale, doing the right thing that he was supposed to do at that stage, and how I trained him to do, is made sure that you fill in that incident form immediately. So, and get any witnesses' details, and hopefully by partial witnesses, not just that person's events. So and that kind of system actually come back to reward me, because 2 months later, I actually received a letter in the mail back in those days, and you're looking at, now I'm getting sued. So this lady was now claiming that her pram she didn't just trip on the hose, the pram got caught up in the hose, the baby fell out of the pram, the baby had massive damages, she had massive damages. It's like she got run over by a truck. So I'm sitting outside Parramatta Court, just took a business from, small business to large business, thinking I'm gonna lose a lot here. So over a person not telling the truth. Thankfully, my solicitor come out in the foyer and he said, it's all over. And I said, did I win? And he goes, yep, because you recorded this incident process here. He said, this is Dale's signature, this is her events, she signed that document and so forth. And she's up there lying in front of me, and I've gone, isn't this the document with your signature? And not only that, we've got some witnesses here that can get up here and say, hey, this only happened. So I got thrown out of court. Unfortunately, you can't counter-sue for the stress it puts you under. Yeah. But that's where the online WHS systems come from. I've created it over the last 12 to 14 years. And all those things that I learnt in that kind of process have been built into a system to assist someone make it as easy as possible. So now, like, say for example, you mentioned the QR codes before. If you have an incident in your dance studio or whatever it may be, you can now scan a QR code, bring up the form straight on your phone. On that form, I even have witnesses' details, sign in. You can add them in there.
I love that. And what I love about that story is it's so relatable to us. We have people come through our studio all the time with prams, and not just clients, but sometimes people are just trialing classes, so you don't really know them.
Yep.
So I just think as a studio owner, I always think, oh, that's never going to happen to me. It doesn't happen in the dance industry, but it absolutely does. And I just think, we work so hard for our business to be what it is today. And I was just saying on my page the other day that, I've worked so hard even through COVID for the business to be what it is now. And I'm not going to fight that hard to then not be compliant and have things go wrong. And that's why I love this system.
That's right. It's there to help protect your business. Not just, say, for an example, litigation, but also from non-conformance in relating to the Work Health and Safety Act, which every business, no matter who they are, has to comply to.
True. I feel like it's going to ramp up so much now though. I feel like, again, dance studios, we feel like we fly under the radar, whereas I feel like now, especially after what's just been happening in the current climate, that is going to be so ramped up, and that's why all business needs this stuff in place, no matter who you are.
Absolutely. It's amazing how many more people are actually now aware that they have to have safety processes in place, even though they should have had it in place previously. Yes. So they were actually exposing themselves. So now that's what the system is about. Having systems in place, so therefore if something does happen, you can go to a system, it's all recorded in the database, you can pull up any incident, any process, show all your checklists, scan your QR code, do a checklist, it saves in your log. If something's wrong, it'll automatically email alert anyone you've actually been set to set the alert. So we've tried to make a system that easy for the end user that anyone can use it.
And the other thing I loved is that you were saying, you know, if something does go wrong, you can then say what you've done to try and fix that situation so that you can prove that you've actually put steps in place to make it a better place, which is really important as well, right?
Exactly right. A lot of people are trying to do the right thing. They're just not recording it. And when it comes down to that court of law, if you're not recording things, well, you're not doing it. So you don't want to expose yourself by saying, well, hang on a sec, I did do that. Well, no, according to the law, you didn't because you didn't have the documentation to prove so.
Right.
And that's what the system is about.
And that's what's amazing about it.
Yeah.